Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So in this one here, I actually really wanted to talk about some stuff that actually came out today, and it's very exciting because honestly, the artwork here for this is just it's incredible. Like it's absolutely incredible. We officially have some movie posters basically for the Daryl Dixon spinoff, and again, it looks really cinematic. It looks absolutely incredible. The artwork for The Walking Dead, or even Fear the Walking Dead, like there's some artwork that looks really great and very phenomenal, but nothing has ever looked this great. And the Dead City, I still think looks really amazing. I think it's more of the colors and just more of what the story is here for this specific poster that just for some reason it pops out a little bit more. It's more of the yellows, I think, here. And I think, again, I think it's just this shot of Daryl that just looks absolutely incredible. Like this is how I pictured a Walking Dead movie to look like. So anyways, I want to talk about this and sort of break down some new details. So before we go any further, make sure to be a subscriber. If you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this, Daryl Dixon will be premiering in 24 days or 3 weeks as of today if you have AMC Plus. So in 3 weeks from now, we will be able to watch Daryl Dixon episode 1. And obviously a lot of us have watched the first 10 minutes. Absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, I really love the acid walker scene, or I guess they're called burners now, right? And how does Daryl get out of that situation? How does he eventually get to the Abbey? I'm really looking forward to this first episode. I actually do have a video coming out very soon talking about Carol's return, and I really want to talk about sort of more of the story elements because I've talked about Carol's return before and how it could happen sort of in the finale or like a post-credit scene or something like that. But I really want to talk about it in terms of where I see the story going, because a lot of the talk of Carol's return before was obviously before the trailer came out, and now we know of Laurent, we know of the Abbey and their overall goal, and how will Carol contribute to a lot of that, right? That's what I want to talk about in here. So obviously, if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this, then make sure to hit subscribe because there's going to be so much stuff coming out for the rest of the year here. So let's talk about the posters here. So actually, let's talk about the second one here because I feel like this one is not as great, even though this one is still really amazing. But we do see Daryl here. He does have like this sort of staff-like weapon. He has his bag, and then obviously he has like a Morning Star type of weapon. And then he has like this new outfit on, and we do see like the Eiffel Tower. You do see a lot of different like structures and whatnot in France. And it's really cool to actually have Daryl sort of in a I mean, I guess what this poster is trying to sort of tell us is that it really is just him. He's all by himself. He's out there on his own. And honestly, I kind of like the fact that Carol's not going to be here for the first season because it builds up that excitement for her return. And it's actually going to be really cool to sort of get another reunion scene between Daryl and Carol, right? Like Daryl is going to be so shocked when Carol shows up. He's not going to expect it at all. And that's what I'm really excited about for this show is learning how he got here, right? Because there's some stuff in the trailer where it shows that he may have actually already just been working maybe in the ocean somewhere, just maybe on like an oil rig or something like that. And then something went wrong and somehow he ended up in France. Like, I'm not entirely sure, but the premise here, and I will read it, I'm actually getting an article here from Variety because they're the ones who actually came up with these posters here, or they got them exclusively anyways. But the description here of Daryl Dixon says, Daryl washes ashore in France and struggles to piece together how he got there and why. The series tracks his journey across a broken but resilient France, and he hopes to find a way back home. As he makes the journey, though, the connections he forms along the way complicate his ultimate plan, and his ultimate plan, obviously, as we know, is he does want to find Rick, right? Like, that's why he went out there at the very end of The Walking Dead, the very last episode. He went out there to go and search for Rick. And so that's obviously his overall plan. We hear that in the premiere. He's talking about the fact that if I don't make it back, I want him to know that I tried, right? And he really, like, that is his overall goal. And so I do imagine in this series here, we are going to hear a lot of mentions of Rick Grimes because he's probably going to talk about the fact that that's exactly where I went. I went to go and look for him and whatnot. And he's obviously not going to find him yet, right? And that's what's also going to be kind of cool too. Like when Carol gets there, I really wonder if they're going to have more discussions about Rick and like talking about the whole thing. Like Carol's going to be like, how'd you get here? Maybe Carol knows somewhat of how Daryl got here. Like there's going to be some interesting things because I also do wonder too, like how does Carol know that Daryl's in France, right? Like there's some stuff there that I'm just very curious about. But yeah, looking at this poster here, it just looks absolutely incredible. I mean, this really looks like a zombie apocalypse. It's actually kind of interesting because the colors here really look a lot like Fear the Walking Dead season 7. And that was something that not a lot of people liked, right? Like the colors kind of made it feel very, very boring. Obviously, watching the show though, like we've seen the trailer, the show doesn't look like this at all. This is really just more for the poster, and I think that's the thing. For something like this, it looks absolutely incredible. I actually do think if the show looked like this in general, like just more of a yellow tone, that people would have a hard time watching it. I don't know what it is about it. It's just, it's not that fun to look at, I think. And yeah, but obviously for a movie poster type thing, and I keep saying movie poster because this does look like a movie poster. Like this is actually a poster that I want framed. Like not necessarily this one here, even though this one does look really cool. I want this first one right here. I want this one with the close-up of Daryl framed and like on my wall. I actually do want to see if I can reach out and figure out if they actually do have these posters or if they are going to be selling them, because this looks insane. Like this, the quality of this, I don't know who did this, and whoever did, I mean, really amazing job. Just the crispness of the photo and everything, just the quality of it. I mean, it's insane. Like there's just so much history and so much story in this photo. I mean, if you're looking at Daryl, like he has some like white hair on like his goatee there, right? Like, and also his scar as well. Like there's just so much history with this character. So much that like honestly it's really incredible. But like if you're a Walking Dead fan that is just sort of tuning in now, just out of nowhere, literally you stopped watching, say you stopped watching after season 6's finale, season 7's premiere or something like that, and you're tuning in now, or maybe you're just sort of online and you come across this poster and you're like, whoa, wait, what? Daryl looks older now, and like, what is this? Is this like a movie or something? And then obviously you find out it's a show, you go and check it out, and honestly, it's crazy. Like, this is what I wanted from the spinoffs. It's exactly what I wanted from all of the spinoffs, is I wanted this type of quality of content. We saw with Dead City that's exactly what they gave us, is this movie quality type of show, and that's exactly what I want, or I think is actually what we're going to be getting here with Daryl Dixon. It really seems like it's very, very much movie quality. The music seems really, again, it fits the tone, and I'm so excited for this. Like 21 more days and we get to watch this first episode. This is a show I do think will bring a lot of people back to The Walking Dead. I think Dead City also did that as well. I think Dead City was something that people were like, whoa, what is this? But there are people that just, you know, they're not fans of Maggie and Negan, right? Like that's just sort of always been a thing. But Daryl, he has a lot of fans. And I think people seeing this, they're going to be interested in, especially because the tone of the show is so different. That's going to change quite a bit and change a lot of things. And I think the Rick and Michonne show, that show, I mean, honestly, when you're looking at Dead City and Daryl Dixon, the Rick and Michonne show really needs to like really work really hard to look very great cinematically and everything. I mean, that little teaser we got, it looked really good, but obviously that's very, very early on. Like that's the thing. A lot of the stuff, even like the logo and like the shot that we got where we saw the red and the white shot or whatever at the very end there, right, of the ones who live. Like, I do think that's going to change entirely by the time the show premieres. And like, I really want a photo like this. And honestly, I would like separate photos. I would want one of Michonne like this and also Rick. Like, if they can have some sort of artwork of them separately like this, I think that'd be really cool. And then obviously have some of them together and whatnot, because that is the point of the show. And maybe make it so like that's more of like the more official artwork, right? I'm really excited to see what they come up with for that show, because that show is obviously the most hyped out of all three, which is interesting because I think Daryl Dixon looks the best so far. And obviously that's not fair to the ones who live, because they haven't even revealed their trailer yet. There's a story stuff that's not even out yet. There's so much with that show that's not out yet. So we'll have to wait and see. But as it stands, as of now, as of literally recording today on August 17th, I do think that the Daryl Dixon show so far looks the best. And it actually looks the most intriguing in terms of the story as well, because it's just so different. It is so different. I think it's going to be fun to watch pretty much the entire time. I don't think there's going to be a lot of boring moments, because it's going to be something that we're not used to in terms of just Walking Dead content, right? What I will say though is I do think that this is the start of a bunch of new teasers and a lot of stuff coming out, because for Dead City, at least if I'm basing it off of Dead City anyways, because they revealed that one photo of Maggie and Negan, and then you saw the head of the Statue of Liberty, and you know, we saw that, and obviously people got very excited about that. But as soon as they revealed that, all of a sudden there was all of this new footage, and there was all these new teasers and trailers and everything, and then it just kind of started to go crazy from that point, right? And I think this is where we're sort of at. Like, they've taken a break, I would say, for the last 3 weeks. There's been these little things with characters. I still have a teaser I want to talk about, actually, because there's a lot of new footage in that one. But there's quite a bit of promo that I think they're going to be going through over the next 3 weeks here, because they do want to hype up the premiere here. Like, we're kind of in a weird place right now because August is usually not the time for anything Walking Dead. And you can kind of feel it a little bit because not a lot of people are really talking about The Walking Dead right now, because it's sort of at the, or I mean, we're nearing the end of summer right now, but it's in this weird transition phase where it's like, we're just kind of waiting for anything. And I do think as soon as it is September 1st, there will be sort of this change where it's like, all right, we're back in fall. This show's coming out right away. And then obviously, yeah, just overall things will be very different, right? So I'm very, very excited for the show. 3 weeks until it premieres, which is kind of insane because Dead City, I feel like just ended. But I mean, yeah, actually it did just kind of end like 3.5 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago or something like that. So, I mean, yeah, it makes sense, I guess. And then obviously Daryl Dixon runs until October 15th or 22nd or something like that. And then we get Fear the Walking Dead's last 6 episodes, which is going to be this whole other thing for the next 6. So I'm ready. I really can't wait. Fear the Walking Dead, I know people aren't the most excited about it, but it's the last 6, right? You kind of have to watch the last 6 and just see how they end the story. And also, you know, they're going to connect a lot of Rick and Michonne stuff to it, because that's the show that airs after that. So there's going to be quite a bit of stuff afterwards as well. And so I'm excited for Rick and Michonne. I can't wait to see where this show is going to go. I'm excited for all that. Honestly, as soon as it's like September 1st, really once this show premieres, I'm really excited just to see like all of the hype around The Walking Dead and just kind of living in that really until the end of November. And then at that point, I'm pretty confident in it. Like at the end of November, we should get a full-blown like 2-minute trailer on The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live. And there'll probably be a release date or something, and it'll likely be in February. That's sort of what I've been hearing, or I've been seeing online anyways. And I'm just I'm hyped for that. And then we have like a 2-3 month wait at that point with a bunch of promotional material. It's gonna be a really crazy time. I mean, with what we've gotten so far this year, you know, obviously the early summer and sort of going into Comic-Con was very exciting. But for the most part, the majority of this year was so quiet. And now we're sort of transitioning into a lot of hype right now. So I'm excited. And then also there was that Walking Dead Destiny's game, which looks super cool. So yeah, there's a lot to look forward to here in the Walking Dead universe. But again, this poster, just really incredible, just really movie quality. I need this framed. I really need this framed and like on my wall for sure. So definitely post your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.